Yo, welcome to a day in the life of a 23-year-old full-time entrepreneur, natural bodybuilder, and overall nice guy. And this is exactly how I maintain my dream physique. But it wasn't always like this because I used to be lost, frustrated, putting all this effort in with nothing to show for it. And to be honest, I look like shit. Most people think the more miserable you are, the better your results. And I was there too. I believed it. But I had to learn the hard way that it was completely wrong. But don't worry, because today I'm showing you exactly how I overcame those barriers and how I've helped countless others do the exact same thing. But first, let's get into the morning routine where I pour salt in my water because my electrolyte balance needs to be on point. And check out this shirt.
Muscle Lisa. Muscle Lisa. I am pale. I'm about to get a tan on today though. It's supposed to be hot here in Chicago. UV 10. That boat is always there. Normally can see how humid it is by how clear I can see that boat. But it looks pretty beautiful outside. We'll see once I finish my morning routine and then I head to the gym.
Now we got the journal, the chugging water, the daily pray, because you got to be close with God, you know? And then just show my gratitude in that journal. But as you can see, we're getting ready. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. I'm just like talking over it to, you know, fill the silence because it's kind of awkward. Putting it in my tripod because obviously I'm recording this day in the life. And yeah.
I grab my bottle and we out. In my wallet. Now I'm heading to the gym. I'm gonna pick up my daily apple cinnamon rice cake bites. Maybe chocolate, maybe the caramel ones. Because those are my favorite. But it's about 9:30, 10 right now. Did some Bible reading a little longer than I typically do today. Because I was feeling it, and I'm feeling like connected, you know, and right now, mostly with my business, you know, it's hard, it's not easy running a business. Same with anything in life, with fitness, with anything, so, but yeah, I've been turning to God, and, you know, just getting closer with Him, obviously, I have for a couple months, and my life is completely transformed. I went way past my expectations in terms of my bodybuilding show when I started looking to God. And also, I just felt way more fulfillment in life, doing things for the right causes, just like how I treat others and just how my mind works. It's just different when you are trying to live the right way. So much more fulfilling than what any superficial or anything you could buy could give you in terms of fulfillment. Now we walk to the gym. Oh my God, it's nice out. I don't need this coat. Let's go. Well, it's still a little slightly windy. Such a nice day out. Anyway, can't wait to pick up these rice cakes. But I had no routine for the longest time. And with no routine, I mean, I just woke up and I did whatever. I literally just scrolled on my phone, sat in bed. And it just feels like shit. Just watching other people live their life. Doing all these things, making these content and like, it's literally just mindless activity for hours. I did it for the longest time. And today I still haven't even touched my phone yet. I'm getting ready to text my clients good morning and check their weight on the way to the gym here. Just in about a moment. About a 10-minute walk. Check it out outside, by the way. But yeah, it's very beautiful. But my point was, now that I have a morning routine, a daily routine, and goals that I write down each and every day, I just feel like I'm way more in control of where I'm going. There's no better feeling. Like I get chills doing my morning routine, like of happiness. Like it's kind of crazy because like I just know that the delayed gratification's coming because I've been doing it for so long. And I used to get those chills like, yeah, I can't wait to like take a huge bong rip in the morning. Like I used to be so addicted to smoking. Like last year even, like 6 months ago, and I completely stopped smoking. I got in control of my life. I started reading the Bible. Like my life has completely changed with such small tweaks, and that's like a big thing. But the point of that story was I used to have no structure and I was not fulfilled whatsoever, and just having a little routine and setting goals and thinking of what your purpose is here, I mean, the quickest growth I've ever made in my life. Not just superficially, I want to lose fat and gain muscle. Not just superficially, I want to help people lose fat and gain muscle. But it's about why. I want to transform lives. Why? Because I've been in that spot. I know how fulfilling it feels. But why is that your purpose? You know, and just going deeper and deeper. It involves sitting with yourself, and that's how you know it'll stick, because you have an emotional connection with it. So that's what I've done. Gain a deep understanding of where I'm going and having the clear steps to get there every day. It's a feeling like nothing else. When I used to just mindlessly go day by day, having no purpose or no direction, literally less than a year ago. So I'm really thankful for that. And faith is a huge part as well. But okay, I'm going to get my rice cakes and check in on my clients. We're going to Jewel Osco here in Chicago. I've done some grocery hauls here on some other videos on my page, but I got a big decision I gotta make here. Should I ask this dude? I don't think so. I gotta go with apple cinnamon. Those are my favorite. Yes. So zoomed in. Holy shit. Let's not forget why I have the carbs pre-workout. Again, I just eat them alone. No protein in this meal. Proteins throughout the rest of the day. Proteins for rebuilding and stimulating muscle growth. During a workout, we're breaking down the muscle. In order to break down the muscle, we need energy. Carbohydrates are your body's preferred energy source, and they digest really quick. Simple sugars just like this. When utilized properly, sugar is good for you. After the workout, paired with the protein and fat is ideal, but before the workout, carbs alone, simple sugars, are the fastest, most easily accessible energy source for your body, and that's why we have them alone, because protein and fat would delay the digestion, which we want any other time of the day to prevent a sugar spike and crash, but we kind of want a little bit of a spike here in order to get a bunch of energy really fast for our workout. Check it out. It's so hot out. We made it to the gym. Right here, boom, you see that shit? That's manly as fuck. Destroyed my legs. Going to get some sun right now because it's around noon and the UV is fucking 10. Feeling good. I got done with tanning a little bit. Now I'm just taking some walking time to help get my 10K steps in per day, because it's essential. I've been working on some content on my phone, and at the same time replying to some DMs, and getting ready to go in and do some deep work on my laptop. And I got a potential client call later. I also just had another bag of Rice Krispies and a whole chocolate bar. Doesn't matter, because my system still allows me to do that and stay shredded. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And I actually, now that I come to talk about it, I struggled with that for a really long time. I thought fitness was way too overcomplicated. I thought I'd make myself miserable in order to be in shape. And that's exactly what I did. I did keto diet and a bunch of bullshit and ended up failing every time and put way too much effort in for way worse results. So if you're interested in seeing my 4-year transformation and exactly how I overcame all the problems that I had with all the BS online and stuff, let me break it down for you right here. Welcome to the breakdown of exactly the system that I used, how I created it, the story of everything. So buckle up, get your popcorn ready. Anyways, this is exactly how I built what I call the sneak it in system, because it sneaks in your life seamlessly, but you'll get it. I'll get into that in a second. From rock bottom to shredded, I used this system to lose 40 pounds while working my 9-to-5 job and have gotten a similar result for my clients. If you're driven, you're busy, and you've been struggling to get in shape, conflicted with all this misinformation, or whatever it is, this presentation might change your life. I'm 100% serious. Anyway, let me get into the breakthroughs and how this came to be, okay? First, started January 2020 when I quit the basketball team because I was extremely overlooked, got 0 minutes. I felt like I was good. I was good. I was beating the starters one-on-one in practice, but it doesn't matter because I was overlooked, and it was up to the coach at the end of the day. So I ended up quitting January 1st, 2020, and going all in on fitness because no one could take that away from me. I had big dreams with fitness, as I do with everything that I set my mind to. And I wanted to be a bodybuilder one day. As ridiculous as it seemed, I wanted to. And I was going to do whatever it took to make it happen. Now, there was an issue. I had zero knowledge on how to get in shape. So, yeah, that's something I had to figure out. So what I ended up doing first is taking really bad advice from my first coach, who was on steroids. Told me to eat everything in sight. That's how you gain muscle. Eat as much as possible. And what happened is I gained like some muscle mass, but I gained way more body fat than I could have, should. Because of that, I didn't really have high confidence, and my health was not ideal. I felt sluggish and low energy all the time. So yeah, that was an issue that I quickly learned from. Number 2 was keto and endless cardio. So this started with, I saw loss by sacrificing all my favorite foods, and I putting all this endless time in the gym, despite being a full-time student and being extremely busy. I spent every hour in the gym. I cut out all these carbs. I spent all the time on the treadmill, and because of that, it was unsustainable. And then I ended up rebounding and looked worse than I did before I started, which is what happens when you have a yo-yo diet, a diet you can only stick to for X amount of time. That's miserable. So yeah, I felt like shit once again and realized if you hate the process, you'll never maintain the results. That's pretty self-explanatory why. Anyways, then I move on to college. Later that year, August 2020, head to college for my freshman year at the Ohio State University, and I'm still carrying excess fat after the rebound from keto diet, despite lifting all the time. Like, why do I look like shit, right? And at this point, I was pre-diabetic, actually, because I was still on the wave thinking I needed to eat a lot to gain muscle. I had nothing that proved me otherwise, and I didn't really have a clear direction. But, I tried to take it a little easier, but didn't work. And because of this, I ended up breaking my ankle March 2021. Snapped my ankle from the smallest fall off a penny board. Shattered it in 3 different places, had surgery, and the doctors told me I may never be able to run or squat at my best again. So my dreams of being a bodybuilder felt like they might be over, and I almost wanted to give up. But yeah, this is just some more trial and error to learn from, and at the end of the day, it was a big learning lesson. At this point, I was slamming protein shakes, overeating to the point that I wanted to throw up, and it just put me in an extremely bad position overall with my health, as you can see. Next, I said enough is enough. And that summer, I went ahead and I studied an 800-page textbook to become a certified personal trainer because I was sick of all this BS. I needed to learn it myself. And by this point, I had another coach, and some better than others, but I learned what worked and I learned what didn't on top of doing my own research and my trial and error from the past, so learning from experience as well. And because of this, I was able to really find the bullshit, and that's exactly what I was trying to do because I was sick of it. And now I get to the beginning of something special, okay? So December 2021, I decided to cut for my very first bodybuilding show. I said, you know what? My ankle is somewhat healed. I followed the PT, and at this point, I feel I'm in a position to push myself, and I want to make this bodybuilding goal happen. So I decided to cut. I hired a coach to help me cut down. However, the diet that I was given by that coach was impossible. It felt miserable. Like 3 months in, it was a 6-month total cut that I needed to do because of where I started in terms of body fat. But about 3 months in, only thinking about food, thinking about how much longer can I sustain this diet, it's miserable. I started to figure out, I had a lot of time, okay? And all I was thinking about was food, so I had a lot of time to be creative and come up with all of these low-calorie, high-protein alternative foods for the cravings that I had. Like pizza, donuts, brownies, chicken nuggets. It goes on. And on top of that, because of my research and becoming a personal trainer, I knew that zone 2 low-intensity cardio rather than sprinting on the treadmill was the most efficient way to do it. So not only was I still eating the foods that I liked, but I was doing cardio which was much more manageable, taking like 10-minute walks after I ate, adding up to 10K steps a day, and doing some incline treadmill while I was scrolling on my phone. Those are some examples of little habits that I was able to just tweak in order to get extremely efficient or extremely prominent results, right? With way less effort than I previously had to exert, which was really easy to stick to because it was enjoyable and it wasn't miserable. And that is the birth of the sneak eating system. That is where this idea was created, okay? It was a breakthrough. 3 months in, right? By the time we got to the 6 months, it was super easy at that point. I fully felt like I cracked the code to fat loss, cracked the code to mastering my body. Because while the first 3 months were miserable, once I started figuring this out, it became effortless. It became like almost seamless. Like by the time that I was this lean, I could have continued the diet with absolutely no issue. I was eating pints of ice cream a day for like 200 calories because of one of the recipes I made. And just like that was one of the little things. But if I didn't have to gain body fat at this point because I was so lean that it was like unsustainable for my health purposes and my hormones, I could have kept this diet going. I was able to, completely continue this for sure with absolutely no issue. That's how seamless it was. That's how much I mastered it, right? And it was just dialed in. I felt like I cracked the code again to the sustainable fitness that I was trying to figure out for years. Like, how do I do this? How do people stay in shape, right? I feel like I found the most efficient way here. Boom. Next. Well, after the show, I was able to maintain the alternatives, the low-calorie, high-protein, increase the calories strategically, right? And I had my coach. I wasn't really happy with him at this time. He didn't do things I would do. But thankfully, I figured it out. However, I was increasing the calories strategically as you need to do one by one as you reverse diet out of a show is what it's called, so you don't gain a bunch of fat right away. And I did a lean bulking phase. I took it on for at least a year because gaining muscle takes time. It's not overnight. I had my active lifestyle. I continued my daily walks and my movement patterns, just low zone 2 cardio, nothing crazy, no running. I focused on, continuing to lift and get stronger each and every lift. And then I also discovered the importance of patience. And the reason I discovered the importance of patience is because while I took it slow and strategic at the beginning of the bulk, I started getting carried away a little bit about like a year in because I was eager to continue making progress. And progress, it's slow when you're doing the bulk. And I just wanted to keep seeing the scale go up and up and up. And to a point, I was pushing it a little too aggressively. But I didn't fret. You know why I didn't fret? Because I had the confidence knowing that I figured out this system that made it extremely seamless to lose weight at any given moment that I could just pull out of my back pocket at any time. So I didn't even care. I really didn't. However, I did learn the lesson that slow and steady wins the race in terms of bulk, and I didn't make that mistake again where I gained way too fast after making that mistake multiple times. This time, I learned my lesson. Anyways, next. Fast forward a couple years after putting on some significant size, as you can see here on the left. I was not as lean as I'd like. I graduated college in May 2024, and then I moved to Chicago and started a 9-to-5 desk job, which took up a lot of my time, as you can see. By December, a couple months in, I'm like, you know what? I want to do another competition. I think it's time. I think I put on enough lean size. So what I went ahead and did is I got another coach because, it's always nice to have another set of eyes, even though I felt like I mastered this. It's always nice to have the accountability and another set of eyes. I'm a man who believes in coaching, of course. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't have one myself. Anyways, from then on, incorporating my own system and just having that, other set of eyes and the accountability to, be locked in, I was able to drop 40 pounds in 20 weeks while working at a full-time job on my ass all day, every day. Doesn't matter. At the same time as I launched my online coaching business simultaneously. So when I wasn't at my 9-to-5, I was sitting on my ass working on my coaching business from my 5 to 9. Right? So that passed that test as well because that was the new test. I had more responsibilities and I had less time. And even despite this situation, it proved that my system worked not just for a college student, but for a busy professional with real-world demands. The Sneak It In system had evolved to work with my life once again and not against it. And it just proved that it doesn't matter the situation, it doesn't matter how busy you are. Because once again, it works seamlessly. And this time around, it was so much easier to lose this weight. Because I didn't spend the first 3 months miserable since I already had this plan figured out. Boom, next. And I was eating ice cream every day, etc. So here's a few results because at this point, my own results were accompanied by other people that I've helped apply it to their lives as well. Not just me. Ali, he lost 30 pounds in just 4 months with the same program. With the same system that built around his life, specific for him. Same with Connor. So Ali was a law student. Working a side job as well. Connor was also in school at the time while having a side job. Lost 25 pounds in 3 months. Jackson, a full-time pilot, traveling constantly. Added 15 pounds of lean muscle mass in just 10 weeks with the Sneak It In system. And lastly, Paul just got off chemotherapy, so he was restricted. He wasn't even able to go to the gym. And he lost 75 pounds in 5.5 months from January to now. And we're still working together because we got more work to do. It goes to show, these people, they weren't all bodybuilders like me, but they all have one thing in common, and it's that they were busy professionals with demanding, unique lives just like you. Inside my coaching program, we build fitness around your life, not the other way around. And these transformations prove that anyone, it doesn't matter, depending on their situation, it doesn't matter how busy they are, anyone with the right system can achieve insane results without sacrificing their lifestyle, while maintaining their busy lifestyle and their social life and their favorite foods. Next, why the system works. Again, we incorporate high protein, low calorie food swaps, as on that recipe document that I made, for cravings with a primarily whole food diet, supplemented with delicious alternatives as well. Allowing yourself to have that brownie before bed, allowing yourself to curb your sweet tooth, go to the fridge and have munchies at night. Doesn't matter, because we have the alternatives, the low calorie, high protein diet hacks onto the delicious whole food options, right? Smart progress. So it's extremely efficient and sustainable because of this. And every single client, every single person that I take on has an extremely personalized system that we can incorporate these unique strategies within. So everyone's different, but they're all incorporated uniquely into each and every person's life depending on their goal and their situation. Now, some of the systems that we do incorporate, such as 10-minute walks, scheduled water and meal intake in order to optimize everything and compound for major results, like small little seamless or seemingly negligible little tweaks add up to a big result. They compound, domino effect. And on top of this, strategies, obviously, like I said, they fit your job, your schedule, your social life, and your food preferences, ensuring that you can stick to it long term, because how are the results going to stick if you can't stick to the program long term? And that's exactly what this is. It's not a program. It's about developing the right habits so you can keep control of your body for the rest of your life. No more cookie cutter extreme programs. I'm sick of that. No more endless hours in the gym. I'm sick of that. No more binge bulking. Believe me, I'm most sick of that one. But it works because it's designed for everyone's life. And inside my coaching, we program for life once again, and we create a sustainable approach that becomes second nature over time. And because of that, and it doesn't fail once life gets busy. It's meant for a busy life. And because of that, you're able to keep it long term no matter how hectic life gets, because you enjoy it and it fits into your life. It's seamless. Next, my mission, the reason I created this, and the reason I made it my mission to spread to others, is because I am sick of BS in the fitness industry. I'm sick of it because I went through it. I'm sick of all the guesswork. I like going to sleep at night, resting my head on the pillow, knowing that I did each and everything to move the needle forward that very day, with clear and proven guidance in order to get to my goal. And lastly, I'm all about balance, not extremes. You got to enjoy your life. What's the point of getting in shape if you hate your life doing it? And it's got to stick. So I'm all about sustainable methods that fit your specific life, your hobbies, and works around that rather than working your life around fitness. Fitness is meant to enhance your life, not the other way around. So yeah, boom, next. Who is this for? Specifically, if you're not driven or you don't see the improving your physique, your overall health and maximizing your potential, then this is not for you. It's true. You could click out of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. But this is for you. If you've been, spinning your wheels and you're consistent, but you're seeing minimal results, you're misinformed and overwhelmed by conflicting fitness advice online or wherever it is. And lastly, you're tired of thinking that you have to sacrifice your whole life in order to get good results. If any of those are you, this is the system meant for you, because I've been in that exact same position. Now, again, I'm not here to convince anyone of fitness's value. I'm just offering a solution for people who already see the value in it, but are just lacking the right structure and guidance to get there. And if you recognize yourself in my story, this system was built, again, exactly for you. Like I said, boom, next. Then this is for you, this pie chart here, okay? So my system, again, is built on habit formation, mastering nutrition and eating, making foods work for you rather than against you, the foods you already like. Training efficiency, so we go to the gym no more than 2 to 3 times a week rather than 5 to 6 times a week in order to optimize recovery, maximize sustainability, and keep things fresh, not get old, and enjoy it as much as possible. And then we have the most strength in the gym when we rest more, because our body recovers during rest, not when at the gym. You grow when you rest. Okay, so as little as possible, as little as maybe an hour and a half per week, you can get your dream physique at the gym. Some of my clients don't even go to the gym. Like Paul, 3 weeks in, as you saw on that other page, he was on chemotherapy, so didn't go to the gym, made extreme progress. Lost 20 pounds in that first 3 weeks. Okay, lifestyle integration, it works in your specific life. And lastly, your mindset as a byproduct of this, a byproduct of setting a goal and actually being able to achieve it seamlessly, levels up entirely. You gain a whole new level of confidence. You're on a whole new high frequency level. Okay? Boom. Next. Now, with all this information, you have two options. Option A, you can try to apply this all on your own. And I honestly, genuinely, I really hope it works for you. I really hope that you found this beneficial and that you can make it work for you. And I wish you the most success. Or option B, what you can do, I put my one-on-one coaching consulting call link in the bio. It's a free call. And basically we just talk over your current life, your goals, see if I can help you get there. And if I think we're a good fit, we'll build you a personalized system built around your specific life and goals so we can finally master your body for good and guarantee the results you're looking for, just like my other clients already have. And keep, improving for the rest of your life. No more cookie cutter diets. Now, if this is the route you take, I only have 5 open slots every single month for new clients. And those first 3 clients that book in, they get an $1,000 discount. The reason that I give them that discount is because in a world full of consumers, I reward action takers. I reward extremely serious about reaching their goals. And that's the people that I want to help. That's what this is all about. So now that you've heard my story, you've seen the proof, and you understand the entire blueprint, remember, if fitness feels too hard, you're using the wrong system. It's not hard. Number 2, too busy is not a real thing. It's a smokescreen. It's an excuse, but it's not your fault. You don't mean to use it as an excuse. It's just because you don't have the right approach. You think it requires and entails much more than it does. And lastly, the same thing goes for being lazy. You're not lazy. You just need a better structure. Okay? So this is your shot. This is your system. And this is your absolute last time starting over. This should clear up all the BS. Let's build your transformation together. What are you going to lose? Book that free one-on-one coaching consultation call. We can guarantee you those results. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed and found this extremely informational. You know what time it is. Making my go-to meal of the day. My beef bowl. Barbecue sauce and salsa. Say it's weird. It's fire. I'm just going to finish up some work for the rest of the day. It's kind of like boring. Maybe take a little bit more steps. And I got a potential client call. My guy Ethan coming on. I will discuss if I can see if I can help. That's pretty much it. I'm just going to be grinding the rest of the day making content. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. First ingredient. Sorry, I just wanted to show you guys real quick like the meal that I'm eating because it's my favorite meal. Alright, some G Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. Next is this salsa. Just any low-calorie salsa works. It just adds a lot of flavor, texture, and overall, yeah, mostly flavor. Then obviously got to add some lettuce in there. Lastly, I'm going to put some raw onion in there. Yep, that's pretty sufficient. There we go. We got my main beef bowl. Let me mix it up. There's no way you're hungry after this. Straight protein. Just it's a hack for your diet. And it's fucking fire. It's got everything you need. I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe, okay? Peace. Yummy.